Good Thursday afternoon to you from the Mount Calvary Athletic Complex here in Mount Calvary. We got a Flyway Conference baseball contest coming at you here tonight. The Laconia Spartans over heading east towards the shores of Lake Michigan and making the stop here in Mount Calvary to take on the St. Mary Springs Academy Ledgers. Springs 4-1 thus far in the young season. Went 2-1 in a tournament this weekend over at Adams Friendship. Got a couple of run rule wins and then a pretty tight loss to Loyal was their only loss of the season so far. Last week, St. Mary Springs put a huge stake in the ground in the Flyway Conference when they opened up against Campbellsport, last year's co-champions, along with Mayville, and the Ledgers took care of Campbellsport 14-4 on Wednesday and then turned around on Thursday with a 9-3 win. So a sweep of the defending champion Campbellsport Cougars for the Ledgers, and he couldn't have imagined a start much better than that for the Ledgers. As for Laconia to start off their season, they're 3-1. They split with Lemira last week, an 8-1 win on the road on Tuesday, and then on Thursday, a tight loss 4-3 in that one. They have a couple of non-conference wins over Central Wisconsin Christian and Kohler, respectively. And so a 3-1 start to the season. Talking with Coach Schmidt before the game, young team for his group, obviously losing a lot last year, including Colton Hogner, who playing baseball up at UWO now. So, I mean, they lost plenty off of that team, and I don't want to minimize the losses of St. Mary Springs. They lost Ben Baker off of Ben Anderson off of last year's team, one of their star pitchers a season ago. But this is a Springs team that returns a lot, and so far, Max Sedonico, Cale Krusik, Killian Stuffel in the top three batters in the order. They have been excellent thus far for the Ledgers, who have just piled runs on the board early on this season. So we'll see if Tillman Madigan, who's going to get the start on the bump for Laconia, we'll see if he and the Spartans can hold the Ledgers off the board. It's something that no one's been able to do just yet this baseball season. And on the other side, Sedonico is going to go on the bump for Springs, and he's got a couple of wins under his belt so far this season. This is the pregame show here today, and the pregame show is brought to you by Right Way Home Improvement this afternoon. The Ledgers and the Spartans coming at you. First pitch set for 5 o'clock, so about 25 minutes from now we'll get things rolling. Till then, we will preview this matchup and tell you what else is going on around the Flyway as well coming up here tonight. Jordan King on the call with you. And we'll be back with more of the Right Way Home Improvement pregame show right after this.
No matter what your age, there's nothing like bowling to get the arms and the legs moving. So get on over to Generation Lanes in El Dorado, where you can join one of their adult or kids leagues. Mom and Dad, you know it's what your kids want this winter. Generation Lanes is the home of awesome homemade pizza, soups, and appetizers. Good prices, too. Well, they've got daily food specials, and be sure to try their Fish Fry Fridays. Thinking about your next event? Why not talk to Jeremy about catering? They open every day at 11, so we'll see you soon.
Welcome to Hoff's Quality Meats and Catering, where every cut starts with tradition and cares for your family. Step inside to a display case filled with fresh, marbled beef and pork, farm-fresh chicken, and vibrant sausages. We are more than a meat market. Check out our catering menu, takeout menus, and even our fish fry. From family dinners to weeknight staples, Hoff's offers friendly service and local artistry you can taste. Visit Hoff's today for quality cuts and weekly specials that make every meal a little more delicious. Or call 920-583-3734 to order from our menu.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu has so much Lutz, it's starting to go to people's heads. I'm the Lutzierge.
Which is the mini taco salad fork?
Here to help them cope. So when you try the mini taco salad, beefy potato loaded griller, or chips and nacho supreme dip, enjoy the Lutz. Just don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, bring the car around.
You know there's no valet.
Then who's getting the car?
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Thank you for your continued support over the past 50 years. At Verhaeg's Furniture Mart, we're honored to have been voted by you to be the best of the best mattress store in the Fond du Lac area for 2024.
Our mission is to bring the best in bedding comfort, technology, and support to the Waupun area.
We've partnered with top brands like Tempur-Pedic, Puffy, Scott Living, Sealy, and Nectar to offer you the ultimate sleep experience.
Free delivery to Waupun and the surrounding area. See store for details.
Come shop at Burhags.
For over a century, Municipal Well and Pump has helped communities and industries keep water running with expert well drilling, pump installation, and dependable maintenance. Our experienced team is committed to quality workmanship and getting the job done right the first time. When reliable water matters most, trust the name built on honesty, integrity, and experience. Municipal Well and Pump, delivering water you can depend on.
All right, back here at the Mount Calvary Athletic Complex, and you see the Spartans out there for their pregame warm-ups on the field. And let's talk about those Laconia Spartans. As we mentioned, 3-1 and 1-1 in flyway play. Let's go back to the first series, the 8-1 win on the road to start their year in the conference against Lamira. And Tillman Madigan gave a strong performance in the circle, on the bump, not softball here. We're in baseball season. 6 2/3 on the mound, 3 hits. 1 earned run, a walk, and 11 strikeouts for Tillman Madigan through 97 pitches. Did Madigan, and then Zach Robbie came in for the close and got things done. Just needed 5 pitches to get that final out and clinch the win. The win went to Tillman Madigan, obviously. In that game, 2 hits apiece for Jack Renz, Tillman Madigan, Zach Robbie, Drake Nitz all had 2 hits. Nitz had a couple of RBIs. Renz had an RBI. Robbie had an RBI. And then Asher Morgan was 1 for 3 but had 2 RBIs and a run. So Asher Morgan accounting for 3 runs in the ball game, and Drake Nitz accounting for 3 runs in the game as well. Asher Morgan's going to start at shortstop tonight, and he batted last earlier on in the season. And early in the season, you can't take too much out of it as coaches and players kind of settle into their roles. He's all the way up 3rd in the batting order here to this afternoon, so already seeing himself a little bit higher in the order here early in the season. In the second game, as we mentioned, 4-3 loss for Laconia to Lamira. On the bump that time, Robbie went 5 2/3, gave up 4 runs, but just 1 earned. In the loss, 5 strikeouts, only 3 hits, and he gave up 4 runs, 3 of those, as I mentioned, unearned, as Laconia threw the ball around a little bit, had 3 errors, which kind of cost them, and then couldn't get much going against Wendler and Baden, the combo pitching from Lamira, and scattered just 4 hits, 2 of those coming from Asher Morgan. Sales had 1, and Drake Stigler also had a hit in that second game. So that leads to a 1-1 record in flyway play for the Spartans, and they're going to try not to fall too far back in the conference race. As I mentioned that, let's take a look at the conference standings here after the first series. North Fondy Oakfield 2-0. They got a sweep over Mayville, who was the defending co-champs with Campbellsport. Springs, I mentioned, with the sweep over Campbellsport, they're 2-0. And Amro swept WLA to start their season 2-0. Lamira, Laconia, both 1-1. And then those trio of teams that really a lot of people expected to finish near the top of the conference, Campbellsport, Mayville, Winnebago Lutheran, they're all 0-2 to start their seasons off. So there you go. There's a look at the Flyway Conference. We'll take a time out here in the pregame show, which is brought to you by Right Way Home Improvement. As we do, we will see our play of the week, which is brought to you by Lens Truck.
In a tight ball game between Lemira softball and Winnebago Lutheran Academy softball, this Lemira play of the game propelled the Lions to a flyweight conference victory.
That one slapped into right. Going to be a tough play for Schaumburg. Drops in front of her. Gets by her. Westfall with a double into right. She's going to keep running. She'll go to third. Gostner will score. A 2 RBI triple for Isabel Westfall. The ball gets away. She's coming home. Throw up the line. She's safe. Just like that.
Izzy, 3 RBIs, that little triple for you that ended up you scoring on as a overthrow. But for you guys, good resilience tonight. You gave up the bases loaded walk early in the game and couldn't get the bats rolling until the middle of the portion game. What was a message from Coach Clark, knowing that second to third inning when things started rolling?
So this week our team motto is fight, and we have this card before we start a game. And she was like, "How are you guys going to fight?" And she brought that up third inning, and I feel like it finally went through our heads. Like, start fighting for this because we want to win. We want to be on the top.
This is our Lens Truck Center of Fond du Lac and Radio Plus Video Sports Play of the Week.
For over 100 years, the name Cole is synonymous with quality fuels, lubricants, and propane. That's because Cole is the area's trusted source for farm, construction, and trucking companies, as they partner with these companies to help them achieve their unique goals. The team at Cole Oil and Propane is dedicated to serving you. They pride themselves on a customer-first approach and work hard to make sure you're satisfied. You can rely on Cole for prompt delivery, competitive prices, and quality service. Learn more at ColeOilAndPropane.com.
Welcome to Hoff's Quality Meats and Catering, where every cut starts with tradition and cares for your family. Step inside to a display case filled with fresh, marbled beef and pork, farm-fresh chicken, and vibrant sausages. We are more than a meat market. Check out our catering menu, takeout menus, and even our fish fry. From family dinners to weeknight staples, Hoff's offers friendly service and local artistry you can taste. Visit Hoff's today for quality cuts and weekly specials that make every meal a little more delicious. Or call 920-583-3734 to order from our menu.
Hi, this is Jackie with All Phase Heating, Cooling, and Geothermal. Let's talk conditioning.
I'm here to pump you up.
What?
Da-da-da-da.
We here at All Phase have great maintenance plans to keep your units running efficiently and reliably all year round. This spring is the time to call us at 920-763-2301. Log on to allphasecomforts.com, providing your comfort zone for all seasons. Watch for details released soon about our 5-year anniversary event.
Oh, you're talking about air conditioning.
Generations Lanes of El Dorado. Join one of our adult or kids leagues or bowl in our monthly Friday night tournament. Or get a group together for a family or corporate bowling function. We are more than just bowling. A great spot to bring your family for a meal. Awesome homemade pizzas and soups, as well as appetizers, wraps, and sandwiches. Daily food specials. Fish Fry Friday. Open daily at 11 with the kitchen open late. Ask about us catering your next function. We are home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of the Laconia Spartans and all student athletes.
Welcome to Hooksha's Market and Greenhouse. Here at Hooksha's Market and Greenhouse, we are proud to provide South Central Wisconsin with the most beautiful flowers and freshest fruits and vegetables. In the fall, we have many varieties of squash and pumpkins, to just name a few. We are also proud to offer one-of-a-kind gifts like hanging baskets, iron hangers, decorative planters, and concrete statuary. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for more info and pictures. So come on out to Hooksha's Market and Greenhouse, located on Highway A between Fox Lake and Randolph, and you'll be glad you did.
It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac.
There has never been a better time to shop Werner Harmson Furniture and Total Flooring, Main Street in downtown Waupun. Werner Harmson is featuring a fashionable selection of furniture and flooring. That means remarkable savings on name brand furniture, top quality name brands at special competitive prices. You'll get the taste, quality, and personalized service that has separated the Werner Harmson name from the best. Find their showroom in downtown Waupun. Werner Harmson Furniture and Total Flooring. Taste, service, selection. It's worth the drive to beautiful downtown Waupun.
Welcome to Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse. Here at Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we are proud to provide South Central Wisconsin with the most beautiful flowers and freshest fruits and vegetables. In the fall, we have many varieties of squash and pumpkins, to just name a few. We are also proud to offer one-of-a-kind gifts like hanging baskets, iron hangers, decorative planters, and concrete statuary. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for more info and pictures. So come on out to Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, located on Highway A between Fox Lake and Randolph, and you'll be glad you did.
All right, back here at the Mount Calvary Athletic Complex, the Spartans finishing up their field work, and then we'll be just about set to go. We'll give you the starting lineups in just a couple of moments, but first, a couple of words about this Ledger baseball team that's 4-1, 2-0 to start Flyway Conference play. And, I mentioned the top of their order, top three, Max Sidonico, Cale Krusik, Killian Stoffel. They have been excellent so far this season. You look at this team's RBI numbers, and there's Calvin Steffes, Cale Krusik, but Max Sidonico, Killian Stoffel, they're maybe a little bit further down the RBI list, but they've scored quite a few runs so far this season. Krusik leads the team with 10 hits, Sidonico with 7, and Stoffel with 5. Jackson Sobel's in there with 7 hits as well. But the home run leaders, Calvin Steffes has hit 1. He's got 9 RBIs. Cale Krusik with a home run so far this season. He has 9 RBIs. Max Sidonico mentioned he's 1-0 on the season. He's gotten 5 2/3 innings work so far this year. Faced 26 batters and has that win under his belt. Jackson Sobel has a win. Jack Mand also has a win. Micah Schneider with the lone loss for the Ledgers. As I mentioned, that came over the weekend last Friday to Loyal, a 10-5 loss in the Adams Friendship Tournament. They got wins against Michigan and Lakeside Lutheran. And here are the Ledgers' offensive numbers so far this year. Home against Campbellsport, 14 runs scored. At Campbellsport, 9 runs scored. At Michigan, 14 runs scored. Against Loyal, 5 runs, and then against Lakeside Lutheran, another 13 runs. So that just tells you how potent this offense is for the Ledgers, and I think it's going to be one of the keys to this afternoon, whether Tillman Madigan, who's going to be on the bump for Laconia, if he can shut down this high-octane Ledger lineup. Silica for your home presents our starting lineups tonight. Let's start with the visiting Laconia Spartans. Leading off and playing center field, number 7, Jack Renz. Pitching and hitting second, number 8, Tillman Madigan. At shortstop, number 6, and batting third, Asher Morgan. Cleanup hitter, first baseman, number 11, Zach Robbie. Number 5 is batting in the 5-hole. It's Isaac Sales. He's the designated hitter. Drake Stigler behind the dish. He's batting 6th, whereas number 18. Batting 7th and playing second base, number 21, Drake Nitz. Batting 8th, number 2, third baseman, Caden Shaver. And rounding out the lineup, batting 9th and in right field, number 4, Flynn O'Lear. And also defensively, in left field, Dylan Boyd, defensive replacement for Isaac Sales. Those are the starters for the Laconia Spartans. How about for the St. Mary's Springs Academy Ledgers? Leading off and pitching, Max Sidonico. Batting second and playing center field, Cale Krusik. Batting third and catching, Killian Stoffel. Batting fourth and playing third base, Jackson Sobel. Batting fifth and playing first, Carter Bartelt. Batting sixth and designated hitting this afternoon is Beckett Longley. Playing right field, batting 7th, Garver Beekle. The left fielder is Emerson Dreher. He is batting 8th. And then rounding out the Ledger lineup is the second baseman, Calvin Steffes. And then the defensive replacement for designated hitter Beckett Longley is the shortstop, Micah Schneider. So there you go. Those are the starters for both of these teams. Those presented to you by Silica for your home. Let's take another time out. As we do, we will see our Athlete of the Week, also brought to you by Lens Truck.
Each week, Lens Truck Center and Radio Plus Video Sports salute a great student athlete of the week. Congratulations to Lemira's number 10, Logan Wendler.
Full count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second and a runner on third. Flynn O'Lear in the batter's box. Logan Wendler out of the stretch. Fires home, upstairs, rung him up. throws him in the box, and the Lions able to get out of it. They leave one stranded. It's 2-1 after 2.
The Lamira junior pitcher leads the team with 7 strikeouts.
Just like my coach said, Mr. Lehman, just keep my head straight on. Don't think about anything. Just keep pumping. Keep going.
Lamira held on for a 4-3 victory on the road in Rosendale last week. Logan Wendler, junior for the Lions, our student athlete of the week.
It's awesome. Every time the season starts, you want to get that first one, and then you can start rolling from there. So,
if you want a truck or an SUV, go to Lynn till you like what you see. Hundreds of trucks all on one lot. If you want a truck, it's what we've got. Lens Truck, Lens Truck. We got the trucks at Lens Truck.
For over a century, Municipal Well and Pump has helped communities and industries keep water running with expert well drilling, pump installation, and dependable maintenance. Our experienced team is committed to quality workmanship and getting the job done right the first time. When reliable water matters most, trust the name built on honesty, integrity, and experience. Municipal Well and Pump, delivering water you can depend on.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
All right, back here at Mount Calvary Athletic Complex. Jordan King with you here this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We are just about ready for first pitch. Might even get going a minute or two early here between the Ledgers and the Spartans. Laconia 1-1. If you missed the pregame show, they split with Lamira last week. And Springs got an emphatic sweep of Campbellsport a week ago. And the series this week were supposed to be, obviously, Laconia Springs, which they will get this played, barring any crazy weather overnight, which who knows with the week that we've had. I suppose that could happen. These two set to play game 2 of this series coming up tomorrow over in Rosendale. So they'll get the 2 games in. Mayville and Campbellsport playing a doubleheader right now down in Mayville. So they're going to get their series in. Both games Tuesday and then today. Amro's field wasn't ready today, so North Fondy Amro will not play either game of its series this week. Both of those teams went 2-0 in week number 1, so that'll be kind of one to keep an eye on for later on in the season. And then WLA is playing Lamira right now. That makeup game from Tuesday will get played in the first week in May, so they will the rest of that series will have to wait a couple of weeks, but they'll get that one played between the Vikings and the Lions. All right, final warm-up pitch from Max Sedonico. Heads down to second base, and we are ready to play baseball here. We're going to get about a 4:58 first pitch as Jack Renz steps into the batter's box for the Laconia Spartans. It's going to be 4:57 officially, and a beautiful 64-degree sunny day. First pitch in for a strike for Max Sedonico, and Jack Renz trying to get the Spartans off to a good start here this afternoon. But Sedonico is a tough pitcher in there, and Renz fouls that one off. But going back to last season, I mentioned Ben Anderson and what a key player he was for the Ledgers, especially the poor start that Springs had to last year's season, just kind of completely opposite to what they've done here this season. Hot shot to third, and that one's speared there by Jackson Sobel in the first out of the game. Is on a line drive that Sobel takes care of. Renz goes down, and one out for Max Sedonico. Good start for him. Just 3 pitches and the first out for the Ledgers. So Tillman Madigan, the left-handed hitter, steps in and digs in against Sedonico. And first pitch swinging. That one's just, nice play. Leaping play out at second base. Calvin Steffes And Madigan thought he had a base hit. I did too. Not to be. Steffes erases that with a beautiful leaping grab at second base. So 2 down for Asher Morgan. Another lefty digging in for the Spartans, who have hit the ball hard twice, but nothing to show for it in terms of base runners. And it was just 4 pitches to get the first 2 outs for Sedonico. So a good start here for the Ledgers. And as I was mentioning, the Ledgers, had a rough start to last season. That ball outside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Asher Morgan. And Ben Anderson, second half of the season, was just unstoppable. I mean, if you played against Ben Anderson, your team was probably losing, and that took Springs all the way deep into the playoffs. Strike on the outside corner there for Sedonico, and it's 1-2 to Asher Morgan. But Sedonico is part of that too. He's great on the bump last year for the Ledgers. Morgan catches a piece and stays alive. 1-2 count with 2 outs here in the first. And Sedonico just trying to continue on what has been such a hot start for Springs thus far in their season. Here's the 1-2, and it's 2-2. That ball was high. But you look back last week to that Campbell Sports Series. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed by Morgan, and Sedonico strikes out Asher Morgan to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down start for the Ledgers ace. Let's take a timeout. Back with the bottom of the first right after this.
Hi, this is Jackie with All Phase Heating, Cooling, and Geothermal. Let's talk conditioning.
I'm here to pump you up.
What?
Da-da-da-da.
We here at All Phase have great maintenance plans to keep your units running efficiently and reliably all year round. This spring is the time to call us at 920-763-2301. Log on to allphasecomforts.com, providing your comfort zone for all seasons. Watch for details released soon about our 5-year anniversary event.
Oh, you're talking about air conditioning.
So top of the first inning, the Spartans have 2 hard-hit balls, but nothing to show for it, and then Asher Morgan goes down on strikes. So 3 up, 3 down. Good start for Max Sedonico. And the Ledgers, I was just going to say before Sedonico got the strikeout, and he'll lead things off here in just a couple of moments, but against Campbellsport, Game 1 held Campbellsport off the board for the first 3 innings. Game 2 held them off the board for the first 4 innings, and that allowed Springs to build leads both games. And so early portions of games, hot starts, and it was one of the things I could hear Coach Bartelt saying in his pregame huddle with the team was, hey, we keep the hot starts, and so far so good. Obviously just a half inning, but some good defensive plays. One made at third base by Jackson Sobel, another one made at second base by Calvin Steffes, and that was a big part of why Sedonico didn't give up not only just a run, but not even a single hit in that first inning. So as we mentioned, Tillman Madigan, he bats left, he throws right, and Madigan going to get the start, 1-0 in the conference. Got the win last week against Lamira. And the defense behind him in the infield, Caden Shaver at third, Morgan at shortstop, Drake Nitz plays second, Zach Robbie at first base. And then from left to right field, Dylan Boyd, Jack Renz, Flynn O'Lair, and he'll throw to Drake Stigler behind the dish. So Sedonico, coming off that impressive first inning on the bump, digs in on the right side of the plate, and Tillman Madigan will get us going here in the bottom of the first. That ball was high, and it's 1-0 to Max Sedonico. Second pitch in there for a strike. Sedonico, 333 batting average so far this season, 804 slugging. OPS, 804 OPS for Sedonico. A slow roller to third base, taken in there, fired across the field by Shaver, and the first out for the Spartans comes on a 5-3 put out. So here comes Kale Krusik, and Krusik batting .500, an OPS of 1215. 10 hits already this season, 9 RBIs. He's done it all. He's also scored 6 runs, so he's accounted for 15 runs here this portion of the season, and the season's only 5 games old for the Ledgers, so he's had a profound impact so far. Second pitch is in there for a strike. Count is 1-1 to Kale Krusik. Madigan from the windup, curveball, swung on, fouled behind the plate, and Krusik goes down 1-2. Killian Stuffle on deck, Jackson Sobel will bat after that. Part of this top of the order that is just so difficult to navigate through, and really the top 4, pregame I was talking about the top 3, that's a ball, 2-2. I was talking about the top 3 hitters, but really you talk about top 4 if you throw in Jackson Sobel, who's got 9 RBIs this season. There's a swinging strike 3, and Kale Krusik goes down on strikes, which doesn't happen all too often for a very good contact hitter for the Ledgers. So 2 outs for Tillman Madigan. And in steps Killian Stuffle, number 17, the catcher. Madigan able to stay in the windup. That pitch is low, ball 1. Coach Smith, here's the second pitch. That one's low as well. Ball 2 to Stoffel. Coach Coach Cam Smith. Coach Greg Smith, there's another ball from Madigan, 3-0. Talking about their inexperience, Tillman Madigan's a sophomore. Freshman Caden Shaver at third base. Asher Morgan's a freshman at shortstop. There's a strike for Tillman Madigan. So that entire left side of the infield, both freshmen. Their ace is a sophomore. Several other freshmen and sophomores on the team. There's another strike as Tillman Madigan battles all the way back to a full count. Isaac Sales is a sophomore. Here is the full count pitch and a strikeout. Second strikeout for Tillman Madigan as he gets Stoffel down on strikes. And it's 1-2-3 the other way. So a nice start for both of these pitchers. We head to the second, scoreless here at Mount Calvary Athletic Fields. Let's come back with a top of the second right after this.
For nearly 50 years, Pinot Buildings has created the highest quality post-frame buildings. Headquartered in Rosendale, Wisconsin, we proudly serve the Badger State and Illinois. We deliver unparalleled craftsmanship and quality with all the warmth and care you'd expect from a small-town family business. Whether you're planning a large commercial or agricultural project, a barn-dominium, or a smaller personal shop or structure, Pinot Buildings are built for you and designed to last. Connect with us to get started.
New ownership, same customer service tradition. Verhaeg's Furniture has been proudly serving Waupun and its surrounding areas for over 50 years. New owners Luke and Logan Gans are longtime employees of Verhaeg's Furniture and are committed to continue serving the furniture, accessory, and mattress needs of Waupun and the surrounding areas. Bringing you exceptional quality from Ashley Furniture, Lazy Boy, Tempur-Pedic, Puffy Mattress, and many more top brands from their store to your home. Verhaeg's Furniture, 806 West Main Street, Waupun. Quality brands for affordable prices.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go. Delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
All right, back here at the Mount Calvary Athletic Club. Stepping in, Zach Robbie, and he fouls the first pitch from Sedonico back. And we're underway in the top half of the second inning. Scoreless, both teams 1-2-3. Sadonico has one strikeout. There's a high swinging miss from Zach Robbie. That would have been ball number 1. And went out of the zone. Robbie chased and now down 0-2. Sadonico has one strikeout thus far. Tillman Madigan struck out 2 in the Spartans' defensive half of the first. Robbie stays alive, fouling it straight back. Sadonico will come back with the 0-2. That time outside. And Robbie with a good take. I tell you what, that was tight. And we don't have a good angle to call balls and strikes from up here, but could tell that one was right on the edge. And a good take from Robbie. That one's in the dirt. And the count run 2-2. Robbie, the first baseman. Last year had one of the premier moments for Laconia in a comeback win and a walk-off against WLA. A monster home run to center field was there for that one. That was a crazy, crazy comeback for the Spartans. 3-2 count. Here comes Sadonico, full count. That one ripped into right field, and a couple of ledgers slipping out there. Coach Smith had a couple of coaches walking around out there, and both of them came back, and they said, it's pretty squishy out there. Not surprising, but, hey, when you got weather like this, mid-60s, sunny, you feel like you got to get the game in. So Robbie takes advantage there with the single out to right field, and in steps Isaac Sales, another lefty in this order for Laconia. And he tattoos that one right back up the middle. Nice play made there at short, and Micah Schneider takes it himself for a 6-3 double play. Nice play by Schneider. Excellent reading off the bat and able to take care of Robbie at second and then put out Sales at first. So 2 outs just like that. Here's the catcher, Drake Stigler, and Stigler lines one over to second base, and there's Calvin Steffes yet again to put an end to this inning. Good start with a single from Zach Robbie, and then 2 pitches later, the Ledgers and Max Sadonico are out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the second, still scoreless here from the Mount Calvary Athletic Complex. Back after this.
Tired of pushy sales tactics? Welcome to Schaefer Auto, where they make buying a vehicle simple, safe, and satisfying. You'll find a sweet selection of pre-owned vehicles for every budget. Each is inspected and backed by a warranty option of your choice. Financing isn't a problem. Get approved online and drive home with confidence. Schaefer Auto has the right ride for you. Visit the lot at 404 Shaler Drive in Waupun and online at schaefer-auto.com. Schaefer Auto, no gimmicks, no pressure, no worries.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
Looking for a reliable roofing contractor? Witt Services has got you covered. With 5 years of experience, they specialize in everything from roof repairs to full replacements. Their team is dedicated to quality workmanship and customer satisfaction. Plus, they offer free estimates, so you know exactly what to expect. Whether it's a leaky roof or a complete overhaul, Witt Services is the go-to choice for all roofing needs. Don't wait. Reach out today.
Back here on Radio Plus. Glad to have you along with us here this afternoon. Gorgeous afternoon for baseball if you can dodge the puddles. I'll tell you what, the white pants that Laconia wearing, it's going to take all the stain fighting power of every detergent out there to get the stains for the outfielders at the very least. It's a little soggy out there. We saw that in the top half of the second with a couple of ledgers slipping. But how about Max Sadonico, and how about the leather behind him? Getting out of that, just 2 pitches, a double play, and then a line out. And keeps this thing scoreless, and it keeps Sadonico to facing the minimum of just 6 batters through 2. Bottom half of this inning, here's Jackson Sobel, the third baseman, digging in for the Ledgers. Team high 9 RBIs along with Cale Krusik this season. And it's 1-1, working against the sophomore righty Tillman Madigan on the bump. Madigan kicks and deals. There's strike number 2. And other than the first 3 to Stuffle, which were all balls, and then he found a way to work all the way back and strike Stuffle out to end that first inning, Madigan has been very efficient here early. Sobel swings on this one. It's going to loop back and out of play. Look out down there. Over the heads of the Ledger fans. And, well, there's plenty of kids around here to go run down the foul balls, that's for sure. 1-2. Let's do it again here to Jackson Sobel. Madigan. That one's fouled straight back. I think that caught the umpire. He's cool as a cucumber back there. He took that one right off the chest protector, and hey, let's move on. So a third instance of the 1-2 pitch. That one's upstairs from Tillman Madigan, and a good take from Jackson Sobel. 2-2. Bottom of the second here between these flyway rivals. Another one coming here from Tillman Madigan. Nice play there by Jackson Sobel. An excellent at-bat. And he gets the single out to left field. And he was way in front of it, but just kept the hands in the hitting zone, kept that barrel through the zone as long as he could, and just found a way to poke that over Asher Morgan's head. Just a couple of inches out over the outstretched glove of Morgan, the freshman over there at short. So leadoff man on for the Ledgers, and see if they can put some pressure here on the Spartans. Snap throw from Stigler down to Robbie at first, and Jackson Sobel is back in. That was ball number 1, by the way. A little bit upstairs from Madigan. And this is Beckett Longley at the dish. Or excuse me, Carter Bartelt. Getting ahead of myself. Longley's on deck. Bartelt squares, gets down a good one back to Tillman Madigan, who throws him out. But job well done there by Bartelt with the sacrifice. That'll get Sobel into scoring position for Beckett Longley. Garver Beekle waits on deck as well. So a couple of chances here at least for the Ledgers to try to knock in their first run of the series against a tough Tillman Madigan on the mound. That one's upstairs. 1-0 start to the count for Beckett Longley. Longley this season will get you some of his numbers. .333 batting average, a little bit north of that on base percentage. Another ball from Tillman Madigan. He's got 5 hits, including a double, couple of runs, couple of RBIs. Make it 4 RBIs for Beckett Longley. Chance for another here with Jackson Sobel at second base. Morgan trying to hold Sobel on, and Longley not able to hold up. There's strike 1. So a 2-1 count here to Longley. Morgan doing a nice job holding Sobel as close to second as he can. That one's fouled straight back. And once again, Madigan, he's fallen behind a couple of batters here in the first couple of innings, but he just battles right back. This one's back to an even 2-2 count. This Laconia team just has the makings. They have a few seniors, a couple of juniors, and a nice pitch by Madigan to strike out Longley. And that is the second time this afternoon that Madigan has gone down 2-0 or 3-0 and come all the way back to strike out a Ledger. Getting back to that point, though, all the young talent just in the starting lineup for Coach Smith and Laconia, man, look forward to a couple of years from now when they got tons of experience. Mentioned the handful of freshmen, the sophomores, could build something special for a program that's been on the biggest stage before. Coach Smith knows how to do it, that's for sure. Garver Beekle in the batter's box. And a ball from Tillman Madigan there. Ledgers with the first runner in scoring position here tonight with Sabel at second. Madigan comes home. There's strike one. 1-1 count. For the Ledgers, I mean, Bartelt did such a nice job to move Sabel over. You really like to get something out of this opportunity. Low one, that was a nice play by Stigler back there to keep the ball in his mitt. Sabel would have at least had third had that one gotten to the backstop. 3-1 count here to Garver Beekle. Swung on and missed. And Madigan continues to be tough on the mound. And he is a strike away from getting out of this for the Spartans. Full count. Beekle waits. Runner goes. Doesn't matter. Strike three. Garver Beekle down on strikes, and Madigan gets out of it again. He's got 4 strikeouts, and we remain scoreless here this afternoon. Headed to the third. Back after this on Radio Plus.
Angling-only guide service with Captain Jeremy Brenner.
Captain Jeremy Brenner here. We are the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. The cost is $400 per trip Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only $340 on weekdays for up to 6 people. I personally guarantee you will catch fish. The season runs June through Labor Day. Contact me at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com to book today and check out my Facebook page, Captain Jeremy Brenner, Sheboygan Salmon.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. And Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Back here on Radio Plus Video Sports, top of the third. So far, Max Adonico has faced the minimum of 6 batters. Gave up a single in the top of the second to Zach Robbie, and then promptly erased him. Got a double play ball, and then got out of the inning. So a nice start to this ball game for Max Adonico, and he gets us started here in the third inning with a strike to Drake Nitz. Nitz, the second baseman for Laconia. Then Caden Shaver and Flynn O'Lear due up for the Spartans. Second pitch swung on and missed by Drake Nitz. You know, going back through this Laconia roster, there's 8 freshmen or sophomores on the roster. I mean, that's just a really young team. This is a nice contact made by Drake Nitz and a good 2-strike hit by one of the veterans on this team. It's the quarterback. Last couple of years, one of the seniors on this Laconia squad. And pokes one into right field. The second hit for the Spartans comes here to start off the second inning. So Nitz at first and Shaver at the dish. Oh, he puts a charge into this one. This one out to right center. It's kind of going away from the center fielder, and it drops out in center field. Krusik not able to run it down, and it's going to be a double for Caden Shaver. Put a charge into it, and it just tailed away from Cale Krusik. An extremely tough play out there. And how about this for the Spartans to start off inning number 3? Krusik had a ton of ground to cover. He covered it, got his hand on it. Just a really tough play to make out in center field. And Shaver, one of the freshmen that we were talking about on this team, with the double. Here's a grounder to first base. May score a run. They're going to come home with it. Sliding in is Nitz. And he beats the throw home. So Flynn O'Leary puts it in play, reaches on the fielder's choice, and drives in a run. So the first run of the ball game goes to Laconia, and they got runners on the corners here with nobody out. In the top of the third, with Jack Renz, their leadoff hitter, coming to the dish. So Renz digs in with Shaver at third and O'Leary at first. First blood for Laconia. That ball outside. How about the bottom of the order here for Laconia? 2 hits and an RBI fielder's choice for Flynn O'Leary. Not only rolls over the lineup, but gets the Spartans on the board. So 2-0 here to Jack Renz. And Sedonico comes home out of the stretch. Big swing from Jack Renz. Got a piece of it, fouled it straight down. 2-1. Renz plays center field. Talk about covering a lot of ground out there. Renz shows off that running back speed when he's got to track down some fly balls. It's tough out there. I go back to that double by Shaver. That one's in there on the curveball from Sedonico, and it's 2-2. But not only did Krusik have a ton of space to cover, I mean, I'm sure it's not easy to run out there with everything being a little bit soggy here this afternoon. 2-2 pitch. Sedonico comes home. It's full count. Ball up and out to Jack Renz. And this feels like a big couple of batters with Renz, Madigan, Morgan's in the hole for Laconia. Runner goes. Fouled back by Renz. So we'll do it again. 3-2. Flynn O'Leary was on the move. Nobody out. Here in the top of the third. This time O'Leary stays put, but that ball is up and out again. And Renz earns the walk, and the bases are loaded. For the pitcher, Tillman Madigan, he's got an opportunity to help himself out in a big way. And Killian Stuffle is going to trot out to have a conversation with Max Sedonico. Try to calm his pitcher down a little bit. So the base is loaded, nobody out. Big time inflection point here in the third inning with Tillman Madigan at the dish. On the left-hand side, swings and fouls it straight back. 0-1 to Madigan. But between O'Leary and Renz, plenty of speed on the bases here for Laconia. Should Madigan find a gap out there somewhere. Sedonico able to go back to the windup with the bases being loaded, and he goes quickly up 0-2. Got the off-speed pitch in there for strike number 2, fooled Tillman Madigan. 0-2 pitch for Sedonico. He comes home. Madigan swings on it, drives it into left field. And another slip out there by the Ledgers out in left field. That's Emerson Dreher, and that gets down and all the way to the fence. And it's only going to drive in a single run. Dreher got back there, but kind of slipped on his way. So it's an RBI for Tillman Madigan. It's a tough play out there. Who knows what the official books will say for either team, if that would go down as an error or not. I would tend to say Shavers for sure would not, but we'll see. We're going to have a meeting at the mound here. Let's sneak in 30 seconds, and we'll come back right after this on Radio Plus.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
Back here, top of the third. If you're just joining us, Max Sedonico faced the minimum through 2 and now has not gotten an out through 5 hitters in the third inning. And here's Asher Morgan with the bases loaded and nobody out. Tillman Madigan just put one over the head of Dreher over in left field. Here's a ground ball straight up the middle, and it's booted there by Steffes, but he recollects and gets an out at first. A 4-3 putout, but an RBI for Asher Morgan. In the first out of the inning, Morgan able to drive in Flynn O'Lear, who was moving on. It was going to be a tough play at home. Now you get to force there, but it had to be quick from Calvin Steffes, and in doing so wasn't able to collect the ball rushing in from his second base position. But a good job to get one out, but it's 3-0 for the Spartans. They're going to come home here, does Micah Schneider. It's not a force anymore, and it's safe at home. Schneider threw home, and Stuffle not able to get the tag on Jack Renz, who was sprinting home, showing off that speed, and it's 4-0 now. Just one out. So Robbie at first on a fielder's choice. And in steps Isaac Sales. Sales swings, fouls it back. Spartans trying to push across a 5th run here in the top of the third inning. And Ledger's sending Jack Mann to go loosen up. But for now, Sedonico, well, I think this third inning probably his just about no matter what. Comes home here to Sales, strike 2. Sales grounded into a double play back in the second inning. And I think Sedonico he'd sign up for one of those right now, get out of this thing with just the 4 runs. 0-2 from the stretch, kicks and deals, and it's outside. So 1-2 to Isaac Sales. Madigan's over at third base. He is going to be thrilled to be going back out onto the mound for the bottom of the third with a 4-0 cushion. Here's Sedonico, comes home and fouled into the catcher's mitt, and a strikeout for Sedonico. Gets the second out of the inning. Here's Drake Stigler, the 9th batter of the inning for the Spartans. They've batted around. Stigler, another one of the sophomores on this team. That pitching battery, Madigan to Stigler, both sophomores. I told you about the left side of the infield, both freshmen. Part of the youth movement, but they have not flinched here early against an experienced St. Mary Springs team. Got the early lead. Sedonico looks home on the 0-1 count to Drake Stigler. Another off-speed pitch in there for a strike. That has been a big pitch for Sedonico through the first 3 innings here. Kind of throwing the Spartans off balance a little bit. 0-2 count here to Drake Stigler. Let's see what Sedonico does. Goes upstairs, and Stigler catches a piece. Just staying alive. Oh, 2 count. Let's do it again with 2 outs. Sedonico peers in to Killian Stuffle. Gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Another off-speed pitch. This one didn't bend enough and stayed upstairs. 1-2 count to the sophomore catcher for Laconia. can't put anything in the dirt right now with Tillman Madigan and his athleticism at third base. That one is in the dirt, right on cue. But a nice play behind the dish by Stuffle to keep that in front. 2-2. Chance for Sedonico to get out of this thing. Here's the pitch right in there. No. Must have missed outside. That was a good-looking pitch from up here. We have a the worst vantage point to be able to call balls and strikes in the entire stadium, but that was a good-looking one from Sedonico. Runner on the move. There's strike 3. And Stigler not happy about it, but Sedonico gets out of it with back-to-back strikeouts to end the top of the third. We head to the bottom of 3. Laconia leads at 4-0. You're watching on Radio Plus.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
Captain Jeremy Brenner says, let's have some fun with Angling Only Guide Service. They're the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter service out of Sheboygan. They're hitting the open water June through Labor Day next year. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. Only $600 weekends and $500 weekdays for up to 6 people. Hey, you're gonna catch fish, no doubt about it. Mention this ad during our high school sports broadcast and save $100. Email them today at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com.
Bottom of the third here on Radio Plus. The Spartans and the Ledgers. Laconia brings 9 to the plate and scores 4 runs in the top of the third. Big hits. The double by Caden Shaver. Tough play for Cale Krusik to make. I don't think there's much of a debate about that one. You could have maybe the debate on Tillman Madigan's well-hit ball out to left field on whether that should have been caught or not by Dreher, but I don't think you can blame Cale Krusik too much for having to cover a country mile out there in center field with sloppy conditions on a well-hit ball from Caden Shaver. But nonetheless, Nitz, Shaver, Olaire, and Renz all come across the plate. It's a 4-0 lead for Laconia headed to the bottom of the third. And the message there from Coach Bartelt during that half-inning break was just one at a time. Pick them off one at a time, get back in this thing. And the other thing he said is, hey, we're going to have a second time through the order. And so they've seen Madigan. And, obviously when you're a sophomore with little experience, teams maybe don't have the book on you just yet with Madigan, who took down Laconia. And now he's quickly ahead 2-0 against Dreher, who he beat with the fly ball in the top half of this inning to drive in a run. Excuse me, took down Lamira last week, not Laconia. And a quick strikeout for Tillman Madigan. That is strikeout number 5 for the sophomore. He's given up just 1 hit. Line drive single to Jackson Sobel that just had enough height on it to get over Asher Morgan's head in the second inning. Bottom of the order here with second baseman Calvin Steffes. Left-handed hitter working against the right-handed Tillman Madigan. Madigan comes inside, ball 1. Madigan low on this one as well. 2-0 here. That's maybe the one critique maybe so far, the one maybe negative to the start for Tillman Madigan has been his inefficiency during portions of this game. This is the second hitter that he's run to 3-0 counts. Now he lays one in there to Steffes, who is, I think, had the red light there, wasn't swinging at that one. And it's 3-1. But the pitch count, I'm not sure what it is. We don't have neither team has the game changer going right now. Check back and see if either one has started that up. 4-3 put out on the ground ball. Calvin Steffes able to put it into play, but a nice play made by Drake Nitz. So 2 outs for the top of the order and Max Sidonico. Pitcher working against pitcher here. And Madigan throws an off-speed pitch and gets ahead 0-1. Yeah, that would be the only thing that got to maybe keep an eye on is the pitch count for Tillman Madigan. He's at a lot of 3-ball counts, a lot of 2-ball counts. Yeah, no game changer going let's see here. Ledgers might have started one up. That's an outside and in the dirt. Let's see here. Madigan, 43 pitches, make it 44 pitches after that last one. So not terrible. But it has climbed with the patience of these Ledgers hitters, that's for sure. 3-1 count here. Madigan comes home. This one blooped into right field. And a base hit for Max Sidonico. Good contact, waited on the off-speed pitch. Good hands to drive it out there to right. And a single for the pitcher, Max Sidonico, brings up Cale Krusik, who struck out the first time through. One of 5 strikeouts for Tillman Madigan, first time through the order. There's a swing and a miss from Krusik to start off this at-bat 0-1. It's always interesting. Obviously, you hear a lot about that in the big leagues, the second and third time through the order and all the splits that with data analytics where the game is going. That one's a little bit low and runs the count 1-1. But it's also fascinating when you get into high school and you can see a guy kind of see the live bullets, so to speak. See him a second time around, maybe find something that you feel like you can handle. That one's low again from Madigan, and it's a 2-1 count to Krusik. But first time through, no mistake about it. Tillman Madigan was excellent against these dangerous Ledgers hitters. That one's outside, so 3-1 to Cale Krusik. It's the third different batter that has had 3 balls on the count here in this third inning, and Krusik goes. Full count here with 2 outs. Sidonico will get an early start. Krusik can find a gap here. It'll probably score a run, you would think. There goes Sidonico. A swing and a miss for Cale Krusik. Back-to-back strikeouts for Krusik, and the third out of the inning. And Tillman Madigan has 6 strikeouts, 2 in each inning. Let's head to the fourth. 4-0 lead for the Spartans. Back after this.
A new building, whether it's commercial, ag, or residential, you need a building that will last. You need Pino. Our experienced design build team will make your vision a reality. After all, we've been doing it for over 45 years. To start your next project, go to pinobuildings.com and you'll learn about the Pino difference. Pino, built better for future generations.
Top of the fourth inning, 4-0 lead for Laconia, and Drake Nitz, who started off the third, will start off the fourth as well. He got things rolling with a single. Shaver followed with a double. And then just some scrappy hitting for Laconia. able to push 4 across. Good start for the Spartans. It's always interesting to see how the conference shakes up over the first, I think it takes 2 or 3 series to kind of figure out who's who. Some matchups just aren't good for some teams, and be interesting to see how the standings look differently perhaps after a couple of weeks from now. Right now it's Omro and North Fond du Lac and Springs all atop the standings with 2-0 records. Here's Sedonico. Kicks and deals, and that one's low. 1-1 count here to Drake Nitz to start the 4th inning. Obviously, a couple of games will be registered down in Mayville. That one's on Radio Plus. You can catch the Mayville-Campbell Sport game. Those 2 teams shared the title last year. Both teams started out their seasons 0-2 in the Flyway last week. Sedonico with the 1-1. That's inside the Nitz. Takes the ball to make it 3-1, excuse me. Three-one count to Nitz. Nitz gets his hands inside, able to pull this one. Is it fair? No, it's not. Foul ball. That was a little closer than maybe it looked off the bat. Good hands by Drake Nitz to pull him in and get something on that. Tough one to get the barrel to. That was on the inside corner, and he found a way. Just a little bit out in front. So full count here to Drake Nitz to start the 4th. Shaver waits on deck. Sedonico gets the sign from Stuffle, goes into the dirt, and Nitz down to first he goes. Good patience from Drake Nitz. And for the 2nd consecutive inning, he finds himself at first base. So Shaver digs back in. 3rd baseman, freshman. Belted one out to right center field last inning. Squares to bunt. This time pulls it back. And it's a strike anyway for Max Sedonico. Good pitch to get out in front of Shaver. Let's see what Coach Smith wants to do with the 4-run lead. Is he looking for insurance, trying to put Nitz in scoring position? The Shaver's going to swing away, lines it out to center. This one's going to get down. And Krusik able to come in and hold it to a single. Good piece of hitting by Shaver, who now is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Runners on first and second. And in steps Flynn O'Lear, the right fielder. O'Lear with he's another one on that Spartan football team that had a standout year. He had about 130 tackles this season. Missed bunt, running, and out at third. Drake Nitz out at third. Nice play by Killian Stuffle to mow down Nitz at third. And a really nice job by Micah Schneider to cover. Jackson Sobel was in on the bunt attempt that got missed by O'Lear, and Nitz just kept going. And I think he got under the tag, but Schneider was able to get that trailing foot as it kind of flailed in the air. So 1 out. O'Lear swings and misses. 1-1 the count to Flynn O'Lear. But a great play by Stuffle to cut down a runner in scoring position. Here comes Sedonico with the 1-1. Bender in there. 1-2. Laconia is just waiting for a straighter pitch. They do not like that off-speed pitch when it comes from Sedonico. The curveball or slider, whatever, it's got some good movement on it. That one's a little bit down. But the Spartans have not wanted any piece of that, that's for sure. 2-2 count here to Flynn O'Lear. Grounded into a fielder's choice. They weren't able to get Nitz at home last inning. This one's fouled down the right field line, right above us. Oh, I'll tell you what. Paul almost had to make a catch over here. Paul's on the camera tonight. He would have sacrificed himself for the equipment. I know he would have. 2-2 count. We would have had to send a bill to Laconia, I think. That one was inches away, but we're well protected up here in the. I'll call it the press box tonight. That's what it is. So, 3-2 count here for Flynn O'Leary. Sadonico comes home out of the stretch. That one's low. Another walk here. Second walk of the inning. Pushes Shaver over to third base. And now what could have been, had Nitz not gotten thrown out at third base, be looking at back-to-back innings with the bases loaded and nobody out. Nonetheless, it's first and second with one out. And in steps Jack Renz. He walked last time after lining out in the first inning. 0 for 1 today. That one's outside to Renz. Sadonico looks in. Here's the 1-0. That one's popped into shallow right. Moving back on it is the first baseman, Carter Bartelt, and he's able to snag it for the second out of the inning. Nice play by Carter Bartelt. I think that was infield fly. I think I heard the umpire call that, so could have let it drop, but a nice play nonetheless. Max Sadonico, by the way, 64 pitches to this point. 2 outs here in the fourth inning, and in steps Tillman Madigan. Couple of runners out there for Madigan to help himself again. This one's grounded down the first base line and foul. Madigan lined one out to left last time through. I gave him the hit. So he's 1 for 2 in my book. I'm maybe a little bit lenient on some of the potential errors. There's a throw that's high, and Schneider couldn't handle it. Good decision there at second by Shaver not to run on Calvin Steffes, who did a nice job to back that up and got there quickly. Saved an extra base there from Shaver, that's for sure, from talking about Calvin Steffes. So an 0-1. Big lead at first for Flynn O'Leary. They're not holding him on there. And Madigan pops it up. It's going to be a tough play out in shallow left field, and it gets down out there, and it's going to score a run. Dreyer was very deep out there, and Shaver was running on contact, and that one just blooped into left field for Tillman Madigan, a second RBI on the night for the sophomore pitcher. He has helped himself with the last 2 at-bats, and it's 5-0. You could tell off the bat that was going to be a tough one. Jackson Sobel had to try to go out. Micah Schneider probably would be you'd say maybe the shortstop is the usual suspect to catch that, but he's trying to hold on a runner at second. It was way too long of a run for him to try to get there, and just found no man's land out there in shallow left. So in steps Asher Morgan. Struck out the first time and then grounded into a 4-3 putout, but drove in a run. Give him a sacrifice for that second at-bat. So 0 for 1 on the day is Asher Morgan. Runners on the corners, a chance for another RBI here. Swung on and fouled back. So it's 0-2 to Morgan. Chance here for Sadonico to get out with just 1 run given up. He's a couple of pitches away from hitting the 70 plateau. And there's strike number 3 to Morgan. Second strikeout of the day for Asher Morgan, and Sadonico gets out of it. 5-0 lead for Laconia. Back with the bottom of the 4th right after this.
Looking for a reliable roofing contractor? Witt Services has got you covered. With 5 years of experience, they specialize in everything from roof repairs to full replacements. Their team is dedicated to quality workmanship and customer satisfaction. Plus, they offer free estimates, so you know exactly what to expect. Whether it's a leaky roof or a complete overhaul, Witt Services is the go-to choice for all roofing needs. Don't wait. Reach out today.
For over 100 years, the name Cole is synonymous with quality fuels, lubricants, and propane. That's because Cole is the area's trusted source for farm, construction, and trucking companies, as they partner with these companies to help them achieve their unique goals. The team at Cole Oil and Propane is dedicated to serving you. They pride themselves on a customer-first approach and work hard to make sure you're satisfied. You can rely on Cole for prompt delivery, competitive prices, and quality service. Learn more at ColeOilAndPropane.com.
So we head to the bottom of the fourth. Tillman Madigan continues to work on the mound. He has had a nice go-around here tonight as well. He threw 97 pitches and was 1 out shy of a complete game against Lamira. And here to the fourth inning, got another run of insurance that he himself drove in on that bloop single out to left field. We'll get a confirmation of his pitch count. He was right around the 50 pitch mark. Heading here to the bottom of the fourth. We'll get that count to you in just a moment. "53 pitches, 30 of them strikes. Not that one, though. Ball number 1. Killian Stuffle in the left-handed batter's box, And that one is in there for a strike. Looked a little bit upstairs, but Madigan getting the benefit of the doubt there. 1-1 is the count. Here comes Madigan again. That one swung on and missed. I tell you what, been impressed with the sophomore Madigan here tonight. He just had him off balance. Talking about those Ledgers hitters, and once again goes upstairs and picks up another strikeout. That's K number 7 for Tillman Madigan. So here comes Jackson Sobel. Sobel has one of just 2 hits so far for Springs. He singled back in the second. And he steps in now on the right side. First pitch strike from Tillman Madigan. And, if had Madigan not had so many 3-ball counts in this game, I tell you what, he'd be around the 40 pitch mark probably. And part of that comes with the territory. If you're a strikeout pitcher, you're going to certainly run into pitch count problems. That's just kind of goes along with the territory a little bit. Here's a 1-1 pitch, and that one's in there for strike number 2 at the letters for Madigan. Had 11 strikeouts to just 1 walk against Lamira, and already with 7 tonight. Kicks and deals on the 1-2. Struck out another one. That one's dropped back there by Stigler. He throws it down to Robbie and secures the strikeout. Secures the out, I should say. It's a strikeout either way. But nice throw from Stigler. And good feed over here by Robbie to step back on the base. And it's 2 strikeouts to start the fourth for Tillman Madigan. 8 on the evening. In steps Carter Bartelt. He had a sacrifice back in the second. Sobel got on base to lead off the inning. Bartelt got him over to second where he was stranded thanks to back-to-back strikeouts from Madigan. And now Madigan's 1-1 on Bartelt. Carter Bartelt made a nice play at the top half of this inning to snag the fly ball from Jack Renz. Fastball from Madigan inside, 2-1. Two-one pitch, in there on the outside corner. And Madigan once again just battles back. He's done it all game long. Falling behind and then comes right back to it. There's an off-speed pitch. Lazy ground ball over to third base. Shaver can't make the play. Took a bad bounce at the last second, and good running there from Bartelt to leg out the infield single. So that brings up Beckett Longley. We'll see. Maybe that's maybe a little momentum there for the Ledgers as Bartelt able to find his way on base. Any way you hear that if you hear that once from a baseball dugout, you hear it a million times. Anyway, Bartelt did that. First pitch, a strike to Longley. Here comes pitch number 2 from Madigan, working from the stretch, which he has not had to do very often tonight. He's faced just 4 batters from the stretch. Madigan checks on Bartelt at first. Now comes home to Longley. That one's down in the dirt. 2-1 count to Beckett Longley. Just something about having to deal with people on base, and it's been pretty stress-free. There's another strike for Madigan. Been pretty stress-free for Tillman Madigan. He hasn't had to worry too much about traffic behind him here this evening. 2-2 count. That one's inside. That was pitch number 70 for Tillman Madigan, so he's got 30 left to play with before he would have to come out of the ball game. But 70 pushes you. There's different thresholds that you have in high school baseball, depending on how much rest you got to be able to get after a certain threshold. Checking on Bartelt there. He was back well in time. And here comes the full count pitch to Beckett Longley. Runner goes, Bartelt. That one's grounded to shortstop. Charging Asher Morgan over to first, makes the play. Nice play by the freshman Asher Morgan. And the 6-3 putout ends the 4th inning. The Spartans still with a 5-0 lead. We head to the 5th. Right after this, Laconia ahead by 5.
We are Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, and we have been leading a greenhouse here in Fox Lake since 1981. Family owned and operated, we provide beautiful flower baskets and fruit and vegetables to residents of South Central Wisconsin. We know the importance of having a variety of flowers, fruits, and vegetables available to our customers throughout the year. Discover the finest selection of locally grown produce, including sweet corn, tomatoes, and cucumbers, along with a variety of fresh fruits. At Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we believe in providing our customers with the freshest and highest quality produce. Come visit us and taste the difference.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. And Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Tired of pushy sales tactics? Welcome to Schaefer Auto, where they make buying a vehicle simple, safe, and satisfying. You'll find a sweet selection of pre-owned vehicles for every budget. Each is inspected and backed by a warranty option of your choice. Financing isn't a problem. Get approved online and drive home with confidence. Schaefer Auto has the right ride for you. Visit the lot at 404 Shaler Drive in Waupun and online at schaefer-auto.com. Schaefer Auto, no gimmicks, no pressure, no worries.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu has so much Lutz, it's starting to go to people's heads. I'm the Lutzierge.
Which is the mini taco salad fork?
Here to help them cope. So when you try the mini taco salad, beefy potato loaded griller, or chips and nacho supreme dip, enjoy the Lutz. Just don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, bring the car around.
You know there's no valet.
Then who's getting the car?
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
All right, back here at the Mount Calvary Athletic Complex. 5-0 lead for Laconia. On to pitch, Jack Mand for the Ledgers. Where's number 5, left-handed pitcher, replacing Max Sedonico. This one hit to second base, and the putout there made by Calvin Steffes. First out of the inning there, taking care of Zach Robbie. Robbie 1 for 3 now tonight after the 4-3 putout. And that brings up Isaac Sales. Off-speed bender there from Mand, not in there for a strike, so a 1-0 count for Sales here. Did not see if Sedonico is out there in the field. I think he's out at short. Yeah, Sedonico's out at shortstop. And see if Micah Schneider found his way anywhere. I think I see Schneider down on the bench. So I think it was Mand into pitch and Sedonico out to short and Schneider out of the ball game. That was the change there. 3-0 count here for Isaac Sales. And Mand comes home with the 3-0 pitch right in there for a strike. See if Mand can work his way all the way back here against Sales. 3-1 pitch. That one's popped up and out of play. So it's a full count here to Isaac Sales, the designated hitter. Sales, another one of these sophomores. I mean, you don't got to look far to find another underclassman on this Laconia team. Full count here with the 1 out. Mand comes home. That one's outside. And a walk issued to Isaac Sales. That'll bring up Drake Stigler. Stigler went down on strikes back in the 3rd inning. He was not happy about it. He thought it was ball number 4, which would have given another run to Laconia, but got punched out. Sales at first this time with 1 down. Sales going to stay. Looked for a moment there like he might run, but stays put. And that first pitch from Mand is a ball. Stigler 0 for 2 with a line out and that strikeout in the 2nd and 3rd innings, respectively. Mand comes to first. Oh, that was close. Excellent pickoff attempt from Jack Mand. Nearly caught Sales on the wrong foot. Good tag by Carter Bartelt as well. That was mighty close. Stigler waits on the right side of the plate. This one lined foul. Good contact there from Drake Stigler. Evens up the count at 1-1. He tattooed that ball, but well foul. Mand from the stretch. Comes home, curveball. That one lined into center and a hit for Stigler. We'll see what Sales decides to do. He's going to stay put at second. Station to station. It's kind of been the MO for Laconia here this afternoon. They've only had 1 extra base hit. That was that double by Shaver back in the 3rd inning. Otherwise, it's been all it's all been station to station, as I mentioned. On to run for Laconia. Number 22, Wyatt Redman. Redman, a senior. Courtesy runner for the catcher, Drake Stigler. So runners on first and second for the second baseman, Drake Nitz. Nitz is 1 for 1. He also has a walk, so he's been on base twice. Fouls that one back. That was in on his hands. And he was a little frustrated, I think, stepping out of the batter's box there. I think think he felt like maybe helped Mand out there a little bit. Nitz squares around. Oh, and he offers at it too. It was well up and out. Nitz almost pulled it back, then kind of recommitted, and it was far too late. So it's an 0-2 count to Drake Nitz with a couple of runners on base, looking to advance 2 runners into scoring position for Caden Shaver, who's 2 for 2. Not a bad idea there from Coach Smith, but Nitz unable to execute. Here comes Mand with the 0-2. That one's very close, but not in there. Coach Bartelt, I think, thought that one was in the zone. He was a little frustrated that was not a punch out. Another pickoff attempt back, this time to second base, and keeping Sales on his toes out there. Tell you what, if nothing else, man, a couple of terrific pickoff moves here in this 5th inning. Here's a curveball. That one's not in there either. 2-2. Count here to Drake Nitz, who's done a nice job to work it back to an even count. Mand comes with the 2-2. Another one that misses, and it's full. They all look pretty good. As I mentioned, we can't call balls and strikes from here. No way. Mand comes, and it's 4 straight balls. After having an 0-2 count, 4 straight balls from Jack Mand, and a couple of them looked close enough that they could have been strikeouts. Not called, though. So that loads the bases up for Caden Shaver. And Shaver is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Nice pitch there from Mand is strike 1. And I think Coach Bartelt is saying that is the exact same spot as the last hitter. And I'm not so sure he's wrong. Mand comes with the 0-1. That one on the ground towards second. Taken in there by Sadonico. On to first, the double play. And the Ledgers give up nothing. A great play by Max Sadonico. Shaver cut down with the double play. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 5-0 Laconia, but they leave them stranded with them loaded here in the 5th. Back after this.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go. Delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
Whatever it takes.
AirTech delivers whatever it takes service to take care of you. Bryant and AirTech Heating of Fond du Lac.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
Bottom of the 5th between the Ledgers and the Spartans as the sun sets here in Mount Calvary. Hare Baker Field getting the turf treatment, so this is where the Ledgers will post up this season. And a ball there from Tillman Madigan starting off here in the bottom of the 5th. Garver Beekle at the plate for the Ledgers. Grounds one out to second base. Taken in there by Drake Nitz, who throws over to Robbie. In a 4-3 putout. Starts this fifth inning off on the bottom half with an out for Tillman Madigan, who looks like he's going to stay in for the full complement of pitches that he is allowed, which is the 100. Over the 70 already. Sedonico final number of pitches, was 69, so he stayed shy of that 70 pitch limit. In steps, I think we got a sub here. Yeah, Matt Miller is going to pinch hit for Emerson Dreher. So Matt Miller fouls the first one back. Saw plenty of Matt Miller. He's a terrific inside linebacker for the Ledger football team. Strike two by Madigan. Also on the Ledger basketball team was Matt Miller. Had a nice year there as well, one of the starting five. Here comes Madigan with the 0-2. In there, strike three. Punches out Matt Miller. That's the first backwards K of the day for Tillman Madigan. And it's strikeout number 9. Calvin Steffes back into the batter's box for the third time today. First pitch strike. Second time today for Calvin Steffes. Grounded to Drake Nitz at second base back in the third inning. Madigan with the 0-1 comes back in. That one's upstairs. Here's the 1-1. Inside, nearly caught him. Madigan continues to work. Here's the 2-1. That one's upstairs as well. Another three-ball count issued here by Tillman Madigan. We're probably making more of it than needs to be said. It's just from a pitch count perspective, that's perhaps the only reason that it could matter. There's strike number 2 on the swing from Calvin Steffes. I'll tell you what, he's gotten in plenty of three-ball counts. He has yet to issue a walk, has Tillman Madigan. He's thrown it in there. And as I say that, there's the first walk of the day. Curse of the commentator. I couldn't help myself. What can I say? I'll take all the chirping I need to take here from the crew. I deserve it. I asked for it by even bringing that up. Back to the top of the order with Max Sedonico. He's 1 for 2. Grounded out to third to start the ball game, and then blooped one into right back in the third inning. And now down 0-2 quickly as Madigan searches for double-digit strikeouts for the second straight conference game to start his career. Had 11 in the win against Lemira last week. Here's a steal attempt, a hit and run. That one's grounded to second base. Nitz there, takes care of Sedonico. And the 4-3 putout ends the fifth inning. Madigan strands 1. 5-0 is the lead for the Spartans. Back after this.
This winter, It's Generation Lanes in El Dorado, where you can join one of their adult or kids' leagues. Hey, why not get a group together for a family or maybe a corporate bowling event? Oh, by the way, don't forget to ask about their monthly Friday night tournaments. Wait, I know. Talk to Jeremy. That's right, talk to Jeremy and his staff about catering your next event, whatever it is. Generation Lanes with daily food specials and, of course, their Fish Fry Fridays. They're open daily at 11 and the kitchen is open late. Generation Lanes, home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of student athletes.
We move to the 6th. Here between the Ledgers and the Spartans. Jack Mann remains on the bump for Springs in relief. Through 5 innings, Tillman Madigan has thrown 86 pitches, so hard to imagine that he will go the distance tonight. 14 pitches to play with. Possible, sure. Probably not probable at this point. But nonetheless, he is in line for the win. Flynn O'Leary leads things off for the Spartans in the top half of the 6th, and he swings through the first pitch from Jack Mann. O'Leary grounded into a fielder's choice and drove in a run in the 3rd and then walked in the 4th. Checked his swing there to get back to even in the count, 1-1. Mann peers in. He works exclusively from the stretch, does Jack Mann. This one drilled right back to Mann. He gets a handle on it and throws it over to first base at Carter Bartelt, and a quick 1-3 putout. First out of the 6th inning. And up comes Jack Renz. His 4th plate appearance. Popped out to the pitcher popped out to first base last time in shallow right field. Walked and scored in the 3rd. But he's 0 for 2. That one's down the third base line, foul. His first plate appearance couldn't have been hit much harder, just right at Jackson Sobel at third base, hot corner. Sobel speared it there, and then his last plate appearance probably couldn't have had softer contact than what he had. Curveball here from Mand is fouled back. Renz out in front. So an 0-2 count to the senior center fielder, Jack Renz, who wrestled this year during the winter season. Good wrestler. Played a couple of years of basketball, came back to wrestling senior year. Had a nice year for the Spartans. And curveball in the dirt. 1-2 count to Renz. Can't quite see who it is out there in the left field corner warming up for Laconia. Got an arm warming down there. Obviously, I mentioned just the 14 pitches left for Tillman Madigan. This one drilled into right center field. Going to be a tough play. It's going to get down out there and get to the wall. And we'll see where Renz ends up. He's going to get to second. And a nice play. I thought it was going to get to the wall, but it was a nice play made out there in right field to cut it off by Garver Beekle. So a one-out double for Jack Renz. That's the second double of the evening for Laconia. Mentioned during the last inning how they've gone station to station. Just the second extra base hit for Laconia tonight comes here in the 6th inning. Here is the pitcher, Tillman Madigan. He's got 2 RBIs, a couple of singles. Also lined out to second base. He was about 4 inches, I would say, from being 3 for 3. That first plate appearance, great play by Calvin Steffes out at second base, leaping up and snagging the line drive from Tillman Madigan. There's a successful steal attempt by Jack Renz. He gets down to third, got a great jump, and Killian Stuffle has one heck of a cannon back there, but not able to throw out Jack Renz, who steals the extra bag. Madigan, 1-0 count, and make it 2-0. That one's upstairs. Another chance for some insurance here for Tillman Madigan, who's done it all. He's going to step out of the batter's box. Wasn't ready. Gets the sign from Coach Smith. We'll see if there's some small ball on here. Going to bring in Bartelt from first base, does Springs. Maybe sniffing some funny business going on. Going to swing away, does Madigan. Out to left field, caught there. Renz tagging up, going to go home. Going to be a tight play. Stoffel at the plate, tags him out, lost the ball. Ball beat him. Stoffel applied the tag, but it is a sacrifice fly, and Renz is going to score as the ball just popped out of the mitt of Stoffel at home. So a sac fly and the third RBI of the night for Tillman Madigan. There you go. That's a way to help yourself out. 3 RBIs on the night. Here is Asher Morgan, 0 for 3 through his first 3 plate appearances, a couple of strikeouts. But he also drove in a run. Check that, he's 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice in the third inning. Mismarked that. That's my apologies. This one is lined into center. Good hard contact from Asher Morgan. And the Spartans aren't done yet with the 6-0 lead. Here in the top of the 6th, Zach Robbie steps to the plate. Robbie singled in the second, fielder's choice in the third, and then put out on a 4-3, put out in the 5th. Man, that one gets to the backstop, and Morgan's going to move up to second. So another runner in scoring position for Laconia. They've had all sorts of traffic on the bases this afternoon. We talked about the quick starts that Springs has been getting, and we also talked about the offensive outbursts that Springs has had over the course of their season. Neither of them happened here tonight, at least so far. Man comes home. This one swung on and missed by Zach Robbie. Plenty of speed with Morgan out there at second. Anything that touches grass, I think, is probably going to tempt Coach Smith to send Morgan home. There's another one in the dirt. 2-1 count to Zach Robbie. Morgan could get a bigger lead if he wanted it, but I think he's seen the pickoff move from Mann, which has been very, very good here tonight. So I think he's going to just exercise a little caution, and that's why Mann steps off. Quick pitch here from Mann. That one's in the dirt as well, so a 3-1 count to Zach Robbie with a couple of men out here in the top of the 6th. Morgan, extra lead there. That's down, and Robbie works a walk. So that'll bring up Isaac Sales. Sales double play back in the second, struck out in the third, and then walked in the 5th. Now to the plate with an opportunity here in inning number 6. Man, upstairs, Stuffel's going to throw behind Morgan, and that one's going to get into center field. Good job by Cale Krusik to back that thing up. Looked like a miscommunication there between the coverage at second base. No one there to cover. Could have been a disaster, but the high IQ of Cale Krusek saves the day. It's boring stuff, that backing up stuff. Ever getting yelled at by your coaches to back up the play, but hey, there's saved at least a base for the Ledgers there. Here's an off-speed pitch. That one lined into center by Sales. They're going to send Morgan home. Test the arm of Krusek. He throws it to Stuffle at the plate, and Morgan is dead to rights there. What a throw by Cale Krusek. That ends the inning with the assist from Krusek to Stuffle. 6-0. Laconia leads it. Bottom of the 6th on the way.
Four years ago, Silica opened its first store. And as the community grew and home needs changed, so did we. That's why we now carry thousands of top quality home goods, a vast furniture selection, all your appliance needs, the comfort of bedding, and even TV, security, and home electronics. Everything you need for your home, and the delivery and service after the sale that keeps customers coming back for generations. That's why, since 1922, it's been Silica for your home.
Rediscover the hometown lumberyard experience in your own backyard. Hi, this is Dave, third generation of the family-owned and operated Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Lamera. I welcome you to experience what the hometown lumberyard has to offer. Better products, better advice, better service. From one old ring to all the building materials to build a house, we had the products to get the job done. Hardware, plumbing, electrical, paint, lawn and garden, automotive, bird, and so much more. Come experience what your hometown lumberyard has to offer. Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Lamera, where the tracks cross Main, or online at lidkelumber.com.
That's why I like softball. Oh. Well, I've said it before. Everyone knows my opinion. I'll say it into the microphone this time. I'm a little partial to softball. I like the quick moving softball, no pickoffs. Everyone's a lot of motion, a lot of action. It's good stuff. But we've seen a good one. We've seen a dandy here this evening on the baseball side of things, and we have seen a great performance by Tillman Madigan, who's got to come off the mound here on a bunt and throws out Cale Krusek, who nearly got on base with the bunt. What a play by Tillman Madigan, getting off the mound quickly, and a absolute dot over to first base to Zach Robbie, and that'll bring up Killian Stuffle. I'll tell you what, that could have been a momentum-changing play had Krusek gotten on base. We've said it multiple times here this evening. It's just Springs just hasn't been able to get traffic on base and put pressure on Tillman Madigan. Here's pitch number 2 of the at-bat, and that one's outside, ball 1. 1-1 count to Killian Stuffle. And that was pitch 87, or check that, 89. There's number 90 for Tillman Madigan. So he's got 10 more. He can finish any batter that he's on as well. That's the rule. So Madigan comes home. That one's high. 2-2 count. So if nothing else, good patience here from Springs should bleed the rest of the pitch count from Tillman Madigan dry. Madigan comes home. That'll run the count full. Good eye from Killian Stuffle. Full count with 1 out. That one's upstairs as well. So walk number 2 of the night issued by Tillman Madigan. And, I've been talking about the lack of base runners. That is 5 5 straight innings now with a base runner, at least for the Ledgers, but they haven't been able to move them. They haven't been able to string anything together. Pinch runner is Tyler Cant, who comes on as the courtesy runner for Killian Stuffle, who's the catcher. So you get those extra perks to go put your catcher gear back on. That's my kind of job right there. Get a hit, get a walk, and then go sit down. That one out near us again. Oh. One of these ones that gets fouled back by us, I'm ready out here. Colby's a little concerned. He doesn't know I got great reflexes to protect the equipment. Oh, there's a hit by pitch as well, as Jackson Sobel kind of let it hit him, and Tillman Madigan kind of pointed like he thought that Sobel leaned into it, but nonetheless, a couple of runners on here. And Madigan, that was pitch number 96. So in all likelihood, this will be the final batter of the evening. It's Carter Bartelt. Unless Bartelt sacrifices again. He already has one sacrifice bunt. There's strike number 1. Coach Smith would love it if Madigan could record a quick one here and see if he could find his way out of the inning. There's strike number 2. High pitch, but in the zone. So 0-2 here to Carter Bartelt. If Madigan's able to get the strikeout or the out in any way on this pitch, he'd be able to stay in and attempt to close out the inning. This one grounded out near second base. Morgan collects, throws over to first, in time! Double play, Asher Morgan to Robbie, ends the inning. So Madigan gets out of the 6th with a pitch to spare, and we're headed to the final frame. Laconia 6, Springs nothing. Back after this.
Thank you for your continued support over the past 50 years. At Verhaeg's Furniture, we're honored to be voted by you to be one of the best mattress stores in the Fond du Lac area for 2024.
Our mission is to bring the finest in style, comfort, and quality to the Waupun area.
We've teamed up with amazing brands like Ashley, Lazy Boy, Bestcraft, Marshfield, Best Home Furnishings, Mega Motion to offer you the best selection around.
Free delivery to Waupun and the surrounding area. See store for details.
Make your home a place you truly love with Verhaeg's Furniture Mart.
Final frame we go here at the Mount Calvary Athletic Complex. Great place to take in a baseball game. And this is baseball country out here, I'll tell you what. That is for sure. Top of the 7th inning. Man, what a play by Asher Morgan to close out that 6th inning. You know, we have our Lens Truck Center play of the week. I'll tell you what, that might be a contender. 2 runners on base. Seems like Laconia or Springs is getting a little momentum. Just one out. Able to put the inning to bed by himself. 6-3 on the double play. Drake Stigler leads things off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Jack Mand has come in, giving up just 1 run after Sedonico was forced to leave after 4 innings of work. 69 pitches he threw, gave up 5 runs. See how many of those end up being earned based on the different box score. Everyone gets their own version of the box score, so might say something different for Laconia than it does for Springs. Everyone's game changer reads a little bit different. That's all right. Here's a big swing and a cut and a miss for Stigler, and he strikes out. Good pitch by Jack Mand. Starts this 7th inning off the right way for the Ledgers. Got to hold Laconia at bay, and then the bats got to come alive like they haven't here this afternoon. Drake Nitz steps in. Nitz 2 for 2. 1 for 1. He's been on base 3 times. Couple of walks for Nitz. And he's ahead here with a 1-0 count. Mand fires. That one's grounded back to Jack Mand. Nice play. Snares it, throws out Drake Nitz. Seen some really nice plays defensively from the pitchers here tonight. You know, you go back to the top half of this inning, I kind of mentioned what could have been if Cale Krusik's able to get on base. It was a really good bunt. Madigan just had the athleticism to get there and throw him out. Otherwise, you would have been looking at the bases loaded with nobody out had Krusik got on base. Just changes the whole complexion of that inning. And Madigan able to make the play, and then obviously we talked about Asher Morgan and his ability defensively, flashing the leather and the arm to throw out Carter Bartelt at the end of that inning. 2-0 count here to Caden Shaver, who's had himself a very nice night. Single, a double, also grounded into a double play, but 2 for 3 night for Shaver. And he's ahead here 2-1 after that last one found its way into the zone. Shaver, third baseman, the freshman, showing why this is just a talented young group that we've talked about ad nauseum here this afternoon. 2-2 count after Shaver fouls that one straight back. So a chance for Mand to get out of this top of the 7th and send it to the bottom and give the Ledgers a chance down 6. Mand comes home. That one skied out to shallow right. Going to be a tough play. Krusik's on his horse. Missed it. Krusik had to run a country mile to get there and just lost track of it at the last second. Overran it. So Shaver gets on. I think that one is pretty clearly an E8, but Shaver back on base for the 3rd time this afternoon, and Flynn O'Leary comes to the plate. Mand would love to get out of this before seeing the top of the order in Jack Renz again. That one's at the knees. Strike 1. Mand peers in. Gets the sign from his catcher Stuffle and throws an off-speed pitch right at the belt. Perfect. Strike number 2. Flynn O'Leary down 0-2 here. Pickoff attempt over to first. Not sure who it is over at first base. The Laconia first base coach wanted a balk there called on Mand. Umpire said he wasn't looking at that. Seems like that should be his job, but maybe he got caught watching the batter. That could be. Mand to O'Leary, and that one's in the dirt. So a 1-2 count. We'll see if Flynn O'Leary can battle at the plate for the Spartans, who have, outside of those first 2 innings where it was, Sedonico faced the minimum through 2. That one's going to get away from Stuffle, but Shaver thinks better than running on the cannon of Killian Stuffle back there. Comes back to first base. It's 2-2 on the count now. But outside of those first 2 innings, it has been pressure for Laconia on the base paths. Mand comes home. That one's in the dirt. That one's back to the backstop, and Shaver will move up to second. So Mand had Flynn O'Lear down 0-2. Chance to get out of it perhaps, and O'Lear has battled all the way back to a full count, and that coming after an E8 on the previous batter, who's now in scoring position. Full count. O'Lear waits for the pitch. That one's inside, and O'Lear has worked another walk. So runners on first and second. Second walk of the night for Flynn O'Lear. Sixth walk of the, make it 5 walks offensively for Laconia. And here's the top of the order in Jack Renz, his 5th plate appearance tonight. Mand peers in, time taken by Springs. We'll see what the Ledgers want to do here. Might be bringing in another pitcher. Let's take a time out as they do. Back after this on Radio Plus.
Hi, this is Jackie with All Phase Heating, Cooling, and Geothermal. Let's talk conditioning.
I'm here to pump you up.
What?
Da-da-da-da.
We here at All Phase have great maintenance plans to keep your units running efficiently and reliably all year round. This spring is the time to call us at 920-763-2301. Log on to allphasecomforts.com, providing your comfort zone for all seasons. Watch for details released soon about our 5-year anniversary event.
Oh, you're talking about air conditioning.
For over 100 years, the name Cole is synonymous with quality fuels, lubricants, and propane. That's because Cole is the area's trusted source for farm, construction, and trucking companies, as they partner with these companies to help them achieve their unique goals. The team at Cole Oil and Propane is dedicated to serving you. They pride themselves on a customer-first approach and work hard to make sure you're satisfied. You can rely on Cole for prompt delivery, competitive prices, and quality service. Learn more at ColeOilAndPropane.com.
At Warner Harmson Furniture, Flooring, Kitchen, and Bath, we know that your home is more than just 4 walls. From kitchen and bath remodels to full home renovations and new construction, we have the team for you. Warner Harmson brings expert design and craftsmanship to every project. Dependable, detail-driven, and dedicated to you, we turn your vision into a home. Warner Harmson, we do it all. Visit WarnerHarmson.com and book your free consultation today.
Top of the 7th inning, here comes Micah Schneider on to pitch for St. Mary's Springs. They're down 6-0 and facing the top of the order with Jack Renz. Renz is 1 for 3 tonight. Also has a walk in the game. That one's at the letters, but missed. Ball 1. Didn't check there how many pitches Mand had. I'll check on that momentarily for you. That could have been part of the reason of getting him out, so he could maybe go again tomorrow. But got to have quite a few. 56. He won't be able to go tomorrow, but certainly perhaps looking forward next week. Springs plays WLA. We'll be along on Tuesday for that one here on Radio Plus. Always heated rivalry between those two. Here comes Schneider with the pitch. Nice backhand by Sedonico, and Springs gets out of it. Oh, what a play at short by Sedonico, and the 6-4 putout ends the inning for the Spartans. 6-0. Final chance for the Ledgers coming up next.
For over a century, Municipal Well and Pump has helped communities and industries keep water running with expert well drilling, pump installation, and dependable maintenance. Our experienced team is committed to quality workmanship and getting the job done right the first time. When reliable water matters most, trust the name built on honesty, integrity, and experience. Municipal Well and Pump, delivering water you can depend on.
Welcome to Hoff's Quality Meats and Catering, where every cut starts with tradition and cares for your family. Step inside to a display case filled with fresh, marbled beef and pork. farm fresh chicken, and vibrant sausages. We are more than a meat market. Check out our catering menu, takeout menus, and even our fish fry. From family dinners to weeknight staples, Hoff's offers friendly service and local artistry you can taste. Visit Hoff's today for quality cuts and weekly specials that make every meal a little more delicious. Or call 920-583-3734 to order from our menu.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
AirTech delivers whatever it takes service to take care of you. Bryant and AirTech Heating of Fond du Lac.
All right, we're here for the bottom of the 7th inning, and it'll be Caden Shaver, the freshman, on to pitch and try to close this thing out for Laconia. So Shaver moves from third to pitcher. Madigan goes from pitcher to short. Check that. Let me correct you there. I think Madigan went out to, he might have went to the bench. I thought he was out there. Asher Morgan's over at third. We'll get all the reshuffling to you as we're able. Shaver starts the inning off with a strike, working against Beckett Longley, the lefty. 1-1. So Morgan goes from short to third. Longley able to check the swing there. 2-1 count. Drake Nitz is over to shortstop. Wyatt Redman on to play second base. And I don't see Tillman Madigan out there, so he may get this 7th inning off. That one's to Redman. Ate him up, and we'll see. Longley beats it out. So an E4 starts the inning off, and Beckett Longley reaches base. And going to see a runner here for Beckett Longley. We'll see who comes in. Number 13, Carter Mand, will run for the Ledgers. So a little life for Springs here to start inning number 7. Shaver got the ground ball. The senior Redmond couldn't handle it at second, and see if Springs can make this thing a little bit more testy, shall we say. Beagle now at the dish. Runner on first, nobody out. That one's in the dirt from Shaver. Good block by Drake Stigler back there. Tillman Madigan, final line on him. 99 pitches, 6 innings of work, 2 hits, 2 walks, no earned runs, 9 strikeouts for Tillman Madigan. So he'll finish 1 strikeout shy of double digits, but he's got 20 on the season. Very good start to the year for the sophomore. 2-1 pitch. 2-0 pitch from Shaver is in there for a strike to run the count to 2-1. A win here for Laconia would knot them and Springs up at 2-1 in conference play. That one's past Stigler, and Mann's going to eat up an extra base there. So it's just looking a little unsteady here for the Spartans, despite having the 6-0 lead. Shaver comes home. That one popped into the air. Popped is probably an understatement. That one almost to the track. It's down out in left field, and that's going to be a double for Garver Beekle. Left fielder Dylan Boyd lost it in the sun, I think. And Coach Smith coming out to have a word with Shaver. As they do, let's sneak in a 30-second timeout right now on Radio Plus. All right, back here, bottom of the 7th. Runners on second and third, nobody out. A double by Garver Beekle that was hit much harder than I thought it was. Off the bat, I thought it was kind of a lazy fly ball. I mean, you could tell how I called it. That thing had a chance. I just didn't think he hit it. Got that much of it, and it nearly carried all the way out of here. Matt Miller is at the dish now. It's 1-1 count. That one's in the dirt. Shaver losing some of the pitches down low. And a base knock here from Matt Miller would certainly make things interesting. Likely score two runs with the speed of Beekle out at second. One of the tremendous wide receivers on the football team is Garver Beekle. Football team that brings back a lot next year, by the way. Shaver grooves that one in there, fouled off by Miller, and it's full. No quit in the Ledger baseball team, that's for sure. They believe they are still in this thing, and they are. Shaver, the freshman, big spot for him. That one's down, bases loaded, nobody out. So a big spot here for Calvin Steffes. The second baseman on the day, 0 for 1 with a walk. That one's down as well for Shaver. Can't find it right now. They are one big hit away, are the Ledgers, from making this thing tense for the final 3 outs. This one driven out to right field. Olaire tracking back, able to make the catch, and they're going to have to tag up, and it's sent back a couple of Ledgers, and a big out made deep in right field by Flynn Olaire. Steffes gets the RBI. It's 6-1. A loud out number 1. Also advancing to third on the play was Beekle. So runners now at the corners. Miller at first, Beekle at third, and Max Sidonico and the top of this lineup with a chance. We talked about how important these top 4 hitters have been. This one's lined out to left. This one going to have a chance. Gets past the left fielder, and Sidonico's going to have extra bases. Miller into third, and hold the horses here. A double for Max Sidonico, an RBI for him. And despite not having their best stuff all night tonight against Tillman Madigan, they have found a way to contact Shaver. That'll bring up Cale Krusek, and we'll see what the change will be here for Laconia when we return. Take a timeout. Back after this.
Rediscover the hometown lumberyard experience in your own backyard. Hi, this is Dave, third generation of the family-owned and operated Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Lamira. I welcome you to experience what the hometown lumberyard has to offer. Better products, better advice, better service. From one O-ring to all the building materials to build a house, we had the products to get the job done. Hardware, plumbing, electrical, paint, lawn and garden, automotive, bird, and so much more. Come experience what your hometown lumberyard has to offer. Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Lamira, where the tracks cross Main, or online at lidkelumber.com.
Planning to build? Whether it's a new home, remodel, or commercial project, you need a committed team that's dedicated to bringing your visions to reality. You need Pinot. After all, we've been doing it for over 45 years. To start your next project, go to www.rapinno.com and you'll learn about the Pinot difference. Pinot, build better for future generations.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
Pitching change here for Laconia. Shaver able to get one out here in the 7th inning. Also, leadoff, Beckett Longley got on with an error, so, not Shaver. Obviously, if Shaver gets that first out, who knows what this inning looks like. But on to pitch now, number 11, Zach Robbie. Nitz over to first to replace Robbie. Shaver back to third. Tillman Madigan Asher Morgan, back to short. So Robbie kicks and deals. This one's fouled off by Cale Krusik. Couple more runners in scoring position. Krusik finds some room out there. This thing could be within a couple of runs for sure. Krusik 0 for 3 tonight, including a strikeout. This one down the third base line, taken in there by Shaver, has trouble getting it out of his glove, and it's an infield single by Cale Krusik. So an RBI single for Cale Krusik. Runners at the corners. 6-3 ball game. Just like that, the tying run at the dish. And it's Killian Stuffel, who certainly has the power to tie this thing up with one swing of the bat. Now that would take something, but he's got it in him, that's for sure. The Spartans and the Ledgers both know that. Top of this lineup stifled all night by Tillman Madigan. Now they get to see some different arms and taking advantage. Sedonico at third, Krusik at first. Tons of speed with Krusik. He could score that on anything that hits the grass. This one to first base with Nitz. It's going to score a run as Sedonico scores. Gets Krusik to second, but that's the all-important second out. And maybe just calms some things down. The unassisted play there for Drake Nitz to get that second out of the inning. And Jackson Sabel steps into the right-handed batter's box. Sabel takes strike one at the letters. Just like that, Robbie in line for a save here. Off-speed pitch down. Nice job by Sabel to hold off on the check swing. 6-4. If you're just joining us, this game was 6-0 coming into the 7th inning. And the Ledgers have pushed across 4 already. Runner in scoring position is Cale Krusik. And Jackson Sabel is at the plate. 2-1 count to him. Robbie comes home. That one in at the belt for a strike. 2-2 count. And the Ledgers down to their last strike. I think they're pretty comfortable with Jackson Sabel being up there in that situation. He's been on base twice. 1 for 2 tonight. Also got hit by a pitch in the last inning. Stays alive with a foul ball. He's trying to give a chance to Carter Bartelt. Anything out of the infield should score Cale Krusik. This one blooped out to second base. Redmond comes in, makes the play, and the Spartans get out of it. A late push by the Ledgers makes it close, but Laconia earns the 6-4 win here tonight and moves to 2-1 in conference play. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back post-game show, wrap things up here on Radio Plus.
Looking for a reliable roofing contractor? Witt Services has got you covered. With 5 years of experience, they specialize in everything from roof repairs to full replacements. Their team is dedicated to quality workmanship and customer satisfaction. Plus, they offer free estimates, so you know exactly what to expect. Whether it's a leaky roof or a complete overhaul, Witt Services is the go-to choice for all roofing needs. Don't wait. Reach out today.
Tired of pushy sales tactics? Welcome to Schaefer Auto, where they make buying a vehicle simple, safe, and satisfying. You'll find a sweet selection of pre-owned vehicles for every budget. Each is inspected and backed by a warranty option of your choice. Financing isn't a problem. Get approved online and drive home with confidence. Schaefer Auto has the right ride for you. Visit the lot at 404 Shaler Drive in Waupun and online at schaefer-auto.com. Schaefer Auto, no gimmicks, no pressure, no worries.
Rediscover the hometown lumberyard experience in your own backyard. Hi, this is Dave, third generation of the family-owned and operated Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Lamira. I welcome you to experience what the hometown lumberyard has to offer. Better products, better advice, better service. From one old ring to all the building materials to build a house, we had the products to get the job done. Hardware, plumbing, electrical, paint, lawn and garden, automotive, bird, and so much more. Come experience what your hometown lumberyard has to offer. Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Lamira, where the tracks cross Main, or online at lidkelumber.com.
It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac.
Captain Jeremy Brenner says, let's have some fun with angling-only guide service. They're the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter service out of Sheboygan. They're hitting the open water June through Labor Day next year. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. Only $600 weekends and $500 weekdays for up to 6 people. Hey, you're gonna catch fish, no doubt about it. Mention this ad during our high school sports broadcast and save $100. Email them today at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com.
At Warner Harmson, we believe your home should be as comfortable as it is beautiful. From timeless classics to today's latest trends, we carry quality furniture to fit any room that's built to last. With hometown service, affordable prices, and dependable delivery, Warner Harmson makes loving your space feel easy. Visit warnerharmson.com to view our comfortable, quality, and stylish furniture today.
Back here one final time at the Mount Calvary Athletic Complex. Final score, Laconia 6, St. Mary's Springs 4 here tonight. And, hey, if you're going to give a player of the game, it's got to go to Tillman Madigan. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, couple of walks, 9 strikeouts to move to 2-0 in his Flyway Conference career. Madigan also 2 for 4 offensively. He had 3 RBIs. So not only the winning pitcher, but also drove in half of the runs for Laconia here tonight. Elsewhere for Laconia, Caden Shaver, 2 for 4, couple of runs scored for Shaver. Jack Renz, 1 for 4, had a couple of runs, also walked to get on base. Asher Morgan, Zach Robbie each had a RBI, as did Flynn O'Lear. But Madigan, the big-time performance, not only on the bump, which was a good one. We talked about how good Springs has been offensively this year, and Madigan holds them scoreless for 6 innings. And even with the 4 given up in the 7th, it was Springs' lowest offensive output thus far in the season. So Springs falls to 2-1. For Springs, Max Sedonico went 4 innings, gave up 5 earned runs on 6 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Jack Mand looked good in relief, 2 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits and 4 walks, and then Micah Schneider came in for the final out of the game for the St. Mary Springs Ledgers. Offensively for Springs, Sedonico 2 for 4, had an RBI and a run scored. Kale Krusik 1 for 4. Jackson Sabo 1 for 4. Garver Beekle 1 for 3 here tonight. 5 hits for the Ledgers scattered around. Again, just tough sledding the first 6 innings working against Tillman Madigan. So, we talked about it earlier in the game with the Lens Truck Center play of the week, how, maybe you could talk about Asher Morgan's play at second base to end the 6th inning in that conversation. Well, how about the athlete of the week? I think Tillman Madigan has given himself a strong candidacy for that. We haven't had a whole lot of sports this week with the weather, and here we go on this Thursday afternoon. Tillman Madigan was excellent working against this potent St. Mary Springs offense. All right, that's going to do it for us. 6-4 the final. Laconia moves to 2-1. Springs falls to 2-1. The two teams knotted in the Flyway Conference standings, and they'll do it all over again tomorrow over at Taylor Park in Rosendale, and see if Laconia obviously going for the series sweep, and Springs trying to bounce back and find their 3rd win in Flyway Conference play. Jordan King saying so long. Thanks to Colby, Paul, and Carrie for being here tonight. Appreciate them punching the buttons. Thanks to all our sponsors up and down the line. Thank you for tuning in. Laconia with the 6-4 win over Springs. You are watching on Radio Plus Video Sports.